The eclipse tomorrow. Remember, we do not charge our crystals or make moon water on an eclipse, okay? That is just not what we want to do because the energy is too erratic. It is too unpredictable, not very stable. Not necessarily saying it's a bad thing, but you don't want that in your spiritual practice. You know, you don't want that in your crystals or in your water that you're drinking. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. So we do this every Monday and Friday. Every Monday, we look at the energy of the week, Monday through Thursday. And then on Fridays, we look at the energy of the weekend, Friday through Sunday. So, like I said, I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. It's been really great seeing all the applications for the QMA, you guys. And it really warms my heart of the people that are getting accepted and getting into the QMA. They're so freaking excited because I feel like, this is my own personal opinion, I don't think it has anything to do with me. I feel like it has to do with the fact that they know their life is about to dramatically change. So that makes me happy. Okay, so let's cleanse and rebalance our heart chakra right quick. That way we can get started. We'll get our fairy blessing. Y'all will pick the tarot deck that I use, and then we're going to find out what's coming up for us this weekend. I apologize for the light that's shining right down the middle of me. There's nothing I could do about it. I closed the blinds, but the sun's just right there where it's just going to shine through. So it'll move in just a little bit. Okay. But all right, let's rebalance and power up the heart chakra. You're going to just focus on just letting everything go and just listening to the bowl sing. Okay. And let it boost your vibration. Okay. That's all you do. It's just a few seconds. Here we go. Keep breathing. Now let's all collectively take one super deep breath in. Fill up your lungs, pick up all the heaviness of the weekend, all the fears, all the anxiety, and blow it out quickly. And let it go. Okay? You can do that anytime throughout the day, as many times as needed. Because bringing oxygen to your blood, to your brain, is really good for your pineal gland. And it's also great for reducing stress when you're breathing deeply, okay? All right, so let's get our fairy blessing for the week and see what we need to know. You're welcome, Miss Heather. You're new here, well, welcome. All right. What is our fairy blessing? And like I said, we'll choose the deck right after this. What is our fairy blessing for the week? Like I said, we have the eclipse happening tomorrow. It's going to be exciting. I'm excited about it. I always see these big changes as something that is positive, that can move us towards major change, either within ourselves or collectively, or actually both. So for me, you know, all these fear mongers on social media, don't be afraid. Just know that change is always needed. And if change is happening, it is needed. Okay, so we have a blessing of a fairy guardian. Ooh, I like this one. It's been a while since we've pulled this card. Okay, I'm showing Instagram and TikTok. Blessing of a fairy guardian. I'm going to read this to you so you get the full message. Oh, good, Elizabeth. I'm glad. Okay. A blessing of a fairy guardian. A fairy gift of magical protection and lifelong true loving care. See, this is what I'm saying. Don't be afraid. Like, you're always guided and protected, okay? The only reason why you would be afraid is if you are affirming that you're in this alone. And that's just not true, okay? So it says, at your birth into this world, human child, a fairy came to you and offered you the blessing of your soul. For each of us, this blessing will be unique, created especially for the journey we are destined to take in this lifetime. So with this blessing, may you know again the beauty and sweetness of your own fairy godmother, your fairy guardian. For she is still with you, helping to ease the way and remind you as often as she is able to pierce the veil that you are her charge, and she will remain with you all the days of this life. May you now feel the presence of her love. May you feel that sense of being looked out for, that there is one being from the elemental world who works with your soul and helps you at all times. When this blessing comes, tune into her presence and know that all about you there is comfort and goodness and a way to move through all difficulties. Your fairy guardian has always been with you this lifetime and will remain until you have journeyed on. Know you are her most precious charge, and when times become troubled and life seems bleak, know there is a being whose duty is to bring you back to hope, to optimism, to the sense that you are a gifted, cherished being. Feel now the love of the fairy guardian, your own fairy godmother, and believe again in your own blessedness. Isn't that nice, right? Especially when we have all of these changes happening collectively and personally. It's good to know that we always have that energy with us, okay? Whether you call it spirit guides, whether you call it your fairy godmother, it's all this energy that you made a pact with before you came into this life. And you were like, yes, I would love for you to look out for me. And then maybe in the next life, I'll look out for you, right? We talked about that before. And you have the ability to connect with this energy and to get guidance, to get assistance, to get whatever it is that you need. But unless you ask, you don't receive, right? So if you want help through this week, through these changes, through these shifts, ask for help and you will get it, okay? One way or the other. But you have to be open to receiving it. You can't ask for help and then just ignore everything. And then continually be like, well, I didn't get this big billboard in front of my face saying this is the way to go. So, oh, well, they're not helping me. Nobody cares about me. It's not true. It's not true. Okay? Because the universe is always here to help. All you have to do is pull that energy in and you can work with it. Right? As we're going to learn more about that next year in the QMA. Okay? All right. So let's pick our deck. This one's going to be not easy to choose. Okay? We have the Red Fairy Tarot. Or we have my new favorite, the Baroque Tarot. Remember, this one has a 30% off coupon. If you want to get it, you need to use my coupon. It is linked in my bio for everybody. It's AWAKE. That is a secret coupon code. They don't have it on their website. They don't have it on their social media. Okay? So choose which deck you want me to use, deck 1 or deck 2. Only choose once, please. That way we can keep track. So deck 1, deck 2. Looks like 2s are getting it so far. And don't let my words sway your vote. Pick whichever one you feel drawn to. Yeah, 2s are getting it on both Instagram and TikTok. Okay, let's use 2. Y'all have spoken. Okay, and I'm going to show you why. If you're new here, I'm going to show you why this is my new favorite deck. I mean, look how beautiful that is. Look, we have the Lovers down here. Now, does the Lovers indicate a loving situation? No, it's about choice and desire, but we'll talk about that if it comes up. But look, I mean, it's gold on the edges. This is gold around here. All of the words are gold, and it's just really, God, I love this deck. It's so beautiful. And we have the Fool in reverse. Look at me picking all major arcana. Okay. Let me shuffle right quick. We're going to pull a card for each day, Monday through Thursday. The reason why we're going to pull one card for each day is that's going to be the energy that day represents. That might be opportunities that you come across. It is things that you need to look out for. This is to help you to move through an empowered energy throughout your week. Instead of just like letting life happen to you, you're seeing it happen for you. You can find the deck. It's linked in my bio. Okay, I linked their website. and then use the code AWAKE. The code works for any deck on their website, actually, but you won't find that code anywhere else. I got it from them. So, yeah. All right, so what is our messages for this week? What is our messages for this week? Okay, so let's look at today. Today we have the Two of Wands in reverse, okay? Now when the Two of Wands is in reverse, it's indicating it could be one of two things. Let me put these down. So when we see it direct, right, the Two of Wands is like, okay, I've got a plan. I'm deciding where I want to go. The world is my oyster. Like I can do anything. I'm so proud of myself for how far I've come. Well, when the Two of Wands is in reverse, it's like everything feels like it's not solidified, if that makes sense. It's like, okay, well, I'm here, but I don't know if I'm supposed to be here. Like, where am I supposed to go next, right? There is no plan. There is no destination. There is no goal. There is no target. And so it's telling you we have to move away from that energy of just letting the world and letting things happen to you and choosing where you want to go. Does that make sense? So today, you might not have like a real plan for today, and that's not necessarily bad, but it's telling you, hey, we want to start devising a plan as far as where do you want to go? What do you want to accomplish this week? Okay? Don't think about it in a year, as the scale. Don't think about it in the month. Think about it this week. What would I like to accomplish this week? What do I need to move towards, and what do I need to move away from? What is my plan? Can I make a plan each day? Like, what's going on here? Okay. If things are feeling too loosey-goosey, then you've got to be the one that puts it into the, really puts it into your reality. Make sense? And we'll pull more out of that as we go along. Okay. Tomorrow we have the Queen of Coins. Look at that for the eclipse. So we have the Queen of Coins saying, hey, ground your energy, take care of you during this eclipse, nurture yourself. And the Queen of Coins is also someone who loves to have a plan. Okay. So it's like, what is it that you want to experience? What has come to this, what has been illuminated for you? And like these major changes need to happen. What is happening? It's all happening for your greater good, because the Queen of Coins is Capricorn energy, right? Capricorn rules the patriarch. Capricorn is the goat. Capricorn is like, we can overcome this. These changes need to happen. It's all for the greater good. Okay. So I do like that. And like I said, we'll pull more as we go along. Let's look at Wednesday. Ooh. Death in reverse. Okay. Does this mean somebody's going to die? No. Does it mean somebody's coming back to life? No. Death in reverse indicates that what is done is done. What is over is over. And the more you resist this, the more you will suffer. Okay? It's telling you, we have helped you to close this door, right? We have the blessing of the fairy guardian. Look at her closing that door. Is she closing it or opening it, right? We have this little being right there, and she's like, you know what? You can go, right? Or can you come in? So when we experience this death, this ending of sorts, it is for your transformation. It is for your evolution. But if you resist it, you will suffer. Okay? If you only choose to see things on a shallow surface, like the external surface, and you don't go within, then you will suffer. Does that make sense? Okay? Let's look at Thursday. Thursday, we have the Ace of Cups in reverse, okay? So Thursday is more of a time for introspection, because when the Ace of Cups is in reverse, especially if you're resisting this, you are blocking your own new beginning. You are blocking your healing. You're blocking your peace. You're letting everybody else drain from you, okay? So you have to turn this direct. And the way that you do that is you go inward. You focus on yourself and how you can find your own peace within, and then you will start to experience peace outwardly. Does that make sense? So whatever's going on Thursday, it's like Let me go in right quick and figure out why I'm feeling this way. What is taking my peace away? Why am I allowing this to happen? Okay? What do I need to do to adjust this, to make it to where I take that back, to where I'm pouring into my own cup? Okay? With endings comes new beginnings. Perfect. Yeah, because we just got death and then the Ace of Cups. Absolutely. Death is a perfect card for this energy. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I was just having this conversation with my friend this morning. Oh, good. I'm glad it's resonating. Let me look at the bottom of the deck. Let's see what's hiding underneath. Ooh, we have the Four of Coins in reverse underneath. Now, when the Four of Coins is in reverse, it's talking about releasing. It's talking about getting into the flow. It's talking about like letting things go that you've been hanging on to for so long. Now, this is going to be physically, spiritually, emotionally, whatever this is, you have to be able to let go. And it's like there might be something that you have been hanging on to because you fear it's going to be taken from you, but nothing can be taken from you when it's yours by divine right. Okay? If something is ending here, then that means it is meant to go by divine right. Make sense? So, I mean, and it's very interesting how the Queen of Coins looks like she's holding a full moon, right? She's like holding the full moon, and she's like, she is Mother Gaia energy to a lower degree of the Empress, right? The Empress is Mother Gaia. But she is like, you know what? We need to work with this energy. We need to see that we are connected to the moon. We are connected to the planets. We are connected to Mother Gaia. And it's telling you that everything that happens this week during this eclipse, whatever surprises happen, whatever revelations happen, it's all for the greater good. And you will see that eventually, or you'll see it immediately. Depends on the person. Okay, this is a collective reading. So I feel like today with the Two of Wands in reverse is like getting prepared to let go, getting prepared to step into this energy, to leave things in the past. Okay, not a great day for travel today. You might experience some delays, but that's okay. I mean, a delay is like the universe saving you from a potential like wreck or something negative from happening. Okay, so if you're running behind, if you're delayed, if you're caught in traffic, just relax and be like, thank you, universe, for keeping me safe. That's what I do. It keeps me from getting frustrated because I know that I will get there at the perfect time. Okay, sometimes a few minutes late, but you know what? It is what it is. So, yeah. Make sure you're grounding your energy. Make sure you're taking care of yourself tomorrow in this full moon eclipse. And just kind of like know that this is just a step in your journey. This is an opportunity for you to fully connect. This is an opportunity for you to go to higher heights. Okay? But it requires this release. It requires you to not resist the change. It requires you to understand that when one door closes, literally another one opens. But if you're resisting, then you've got a chair in front of that door and it's not going to open. Hang on, I got to unhide stuff. Let's see. Refuel ourselves today. Or refuel ourselves Thursday, yeah. Heather, I saw your email. I haven't gotten to read it yet, but I will. Called in to work today. Okay. Always early. Oh, good. Has anyone ever not wanted to wake up after a terrible separation? Don't let that dictate your life. Okay? Like I said, the more you resist something ending, the more you will suffer. So you're making yourself suffer by hanging on to this, by the person or experience that you're separated from. You are causing yourself to suffer, okay? So by letting go of this, you will regain your peace back. You will regain your self-love, your self-respect, all of those things. But the more you hang on to it and resist, you will suffer. And so I hope that you don't choose to exit this life because of somebody else, realizing that this is not their path, okay? You deciding your fate based on another person is something that is meant to push you, not cause you to come to a halt, okay? I have to be careful with what I say on here. I don't want to get in trouble. Been getting rid of things to prepare. Good. Found the perfect antiques for the farmhouse. I can't wait to see it all, Heather. Someone asked for the Baroque deck site. It's linked in my bio. How do I do that? Very dark place, but trying so hard. Because you're wrapping, my love, you're wrapping your self-worth in this person, okay? You have to take that back. You have to realize that you possess all of these wonderful qualities, and just because that person didn't see it or couldn't accept it doesn't mean that they aren't there, okay? Only you know you. Only you know your pure intentions. Only you know your heart. Only you know your intelligence, all of those things. Nobody else outside of you can dictate that. Okay, so whenever we allow somebody else to dictate our worth, that's when we suffer. So this is an opportunity for you to take your power back. This is an opportunity for you to go within, like I was saying earlier, and realizing who you are and the powers that you divinely have in this lifetime, and not letting anybody else take those away from you. Okay? One of my best friends died this past week in this adjustment. I'm so sorry that happened. I'm really sorry that happened. That's a hard thing. Yeah. Can you recommend ways to change my way of thought? Yeah, you have to have personal awareness. Here's the thing, you guys, listen. You have to be willing to change your way of thinking, okay? You can't be a victim to your own mind. When you see yourself as the victim of your mind, like you are powerless, like you are weak, then you will forever suffer, okay? When you start shifting that to I'm in control here, I dictate what I think, I dictate what I feel, that's when everything shifts. Thank you, Domingo. So when you're in a dark place, you recognize you're in a dark place, and then you realize that you cannot trust your thoughts. You cannot trust all of that, because the ego is the biggest asshole that lives with us 24/7, okay? And the ego wants us to remember all that negative stuff. It's like a CD or a cassette on replay. Like, it doesn't stop. You have to go push the button to stop. Okay? So you are in control. You have to stop being the victim of your own mind. You have to stop being the victim of other people. You have to stop being the victim of just life in general. You have to really step up and be like, you know what? I'm not willing to let this be my life. I'm not willing to be the victim of my own mindset. I'm going to change this. Okay? And you have to be aware of your thoughts. You have to have personal awareness, because if you don't, you will forever be a victim. So as soon as you realize you're having a negative thought and it's leading to a negative emotion, you have to snap out of it and remind yourself, nope, I'm a divine being. I'm smart. I'm capable. I'm loving. I'm worth love. I'm so much more worthy than I'm allowing myself to be right now, and I'm stepping out of that. Okay? So you have to dictate. You have to do the things to get yourself out of that energy, whether it be doing it on your own or getting a coach or something like going to therapy, going to counseling, whatever's going to work for you. You have to take those steps, okay? Because you're not a victim. You are meant to be a victor, okay? So I hope that helps. Yes, you stop it immediately. Absolutely, yeah. And then change it to a positive affirmation, okay? I'm healing. I'm stepping into my power. I'm taking my power back. I'm wonderful. I am smart. And just say all of these things. You can write a whole list, and you read it as many times a day as you need to ingrain it into your brain. Because what has happened is you have been programmed with such negativity, and it's created these deep grooves, these deep trenches in your brain like this. They're called neural pathways, okay? And those have been dug over time, deep, 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 right? So when you have a thought, you automatically slip into that trench of negative thought. When you are trying to change things, you're moving out of that trench and you're digging a new one, okay? So you have to remind yourself, nope, we're digging over here, we're digging over here, we're digging over here. So you have to climb out of that trench and go to that next one that you're digging positively. And then this one, it will eventually fill up. And then here's your new trench of positive thoughts, of empowerment. Okay? I hope that makes sense. I took my power back 3 times this week. Good for you, Tracy. See, everybody in the comments has your back. There we go. Okay, so let's get some more cards. And you will have to remind yourself many times a day as you start. But as you go on, it becomes natural, okay? Because you have dug that new trench of positivity. This is coming from someone who has experienced almost every kind of abuse you can think of and had to get myself out of it. You know, I used to have such negative thoughts. I used to have low self-worth, all of that. And I had to dig myself out of it. This was my literal life path. So, yeah. Good, Tracy. Tracy says, I was in the black hole too, but it's getting better now. Yes. It will always get better if you want it to. Okay? Yeah, you got this. You're very welcome. I'm happy that you're open and receptive to number 1, ask the question, and number 2, to be able to hear the truth of the situation. Okay? And that's the first step. Like, I have goosebumps talking about this because I do feel like this is a major pivotal moment in your life. Okay? This can change everything in your life. Everything. So keep going with it. Come back here every Monday and Friday. Check out my tribe if you want to get into the tribe, and you'll learn a lot. Check out my Quantum Master Academy, where we're going to spend the year together. And I'm going to show you exactly how to take your power back by using the divine tools that we were given. There's so much that you can do, okay? Look, we have community in reverse. This damn card. It didn't come out in the Kipper deck, but it did come out in this deck. Why do we have that? Okay? Community is everything. Your tribe is your vibe. Your community affects you one way or the other, either positively or negatively, okay? You are different. Hang on a second. Isn't that interesting? This card just slid off the top. I guess I hit it or something. It says storm warning, okay? So what I was saying, I'll put these together. You are different than the people around you, okay? You're considered the black sheep, right? You are the way changer. You need to understand this. You are the way changer. If you feel like you are the black sheep. I know Anne says the rainbow sheep or the tie-dye sheep, which I freaking love. But when you feel different from the people around you, that's an indication of you are the way shower. You are the chain breaker. You are the healing aspect from your ancestral energy, okay? So it is your job to find your own way. It is your job to find your new community, one that you don't feel like a black sheep in. Okay. What's hang on? Yeah, Anne says I'm the tie-dye sheep. Yes, I love that. So does that make sense? This is your personal responsibility. I'm talking to every one of you. So when you feel different, when you see the world differently, that means that you have a responsibility in your life. And it's not like you have to do things on a grand scale. Some people are meant to, some people aren't. Okay? Doing the small things in life can make big changes because it leaves a massive ripple, right? So you have to follow that curiosity. You have to follow your own personal journey to go on this like adventure of discovery. And then you will, along the way, find your new tribe. You will find your new community. You will find the ones that feel just as different and are open and are supportive, and I mean, like all the people in the comments that you're all experiencing, right? You will find this new community, And this is how we create the new, enlightened, high vibrational, loving way. Okay? And like I said, everybody has their own, it's like you go to a potluck, you know, and everybody brings their own dish that they're really good at. This is what you bring to life. You're bringing your own dish, and it creates this amazing feast, right? That everybody's just like, holy cow. And some people are going to love your dish, and some people are like, oh, it's not really my jam, but wow, thanks for bringing that. That's amazing, right? And so we all start eating, you know, a little bit of everybody's dish. And that's how like we bring this collective energy together. Is this making sense? Because I have this whole picture in my head right now and I have to describe it. So whenever you go to this potluck, you're blending energies, you're blending information, you're blending awareness, like so much. And it creates this just like magical bond. And then you start raising the vibration. Okay, does that make sense? I just made food for Sunday Fun Day for friends at the bar. Nice. Starting my new journey, my new life without being mistreated. Yes, there you go. Y'all are so smart. Whoever's spamming the chat, please stop. Golly. I probably painted that same picture in my head. Good. My cousin and I always told our kids it's free lessons in life. Yep. If you want to check out my groups, go to the link in my bio, and you can go to, it'll say the collective, the tribe, or mystic master, or something like that. Click on that and you can see all the different ones. I will say that there are going to be some changes happening next year, so I do recommend the tribe or mystic master. But yeah, if you want to check out the Quantum Master Academy, that's another thing that we're doing for 2025. Okay, 2025 is a 9 year, right? 9 represents higher wisdom. 9 represents things coming to fruition. 9 is connected to the Hermit in tarot. The Hermit is the teacher, okay? He is the keeper of, not really keeper of souls, but like the one that looks out for the soul, right? So in this 9 year, I'm going to be teaching tarot, advanced tarot, numerology, metaphysics, astrology, crystal. I'm bringing people in to teach astrology and crystals. Reiki 1 and 2. I'm teaching all of these modalities because when you know these modalities, when you know how to use these tools, you become a completely different person. Okay? You are empowered and you are in control of your life because you are working with these tools and you're working with the divine, and things will just naturally happen. Okay? You will not, I guarantee, the person you come into 2025, when you end 2025 at the QMA, you will not be the same person. Okay? Just letting y'all know. I could cry. I'm so excited about the QMA. I know, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited that, you know, you're not the only one that has said that to me. I've had a couple of people like being moved to tears for the fact that they've gotten into the QMA. And I'm just like, and that's what I was saying. It's not about me. It's the fact that you all know that this is going to change your life. You know, there is no going back after this. There really isn't. You cannot, once you step into these modalities, once you step into this power, it's like, I mean, that third eye opens and you cannot shut it. Oh, look at the hearts. Did I do that on Instagram? I don't know. But once you open that awareness, you cannot shut it, and you will see yourself and the world completely differently from now on. Okay? So if you have not, sorry, I got a piece of hair tickling my eye. If you have not gotten into or applied for the QMA, we'll talk about this, then you could definitely check it out. It's linked in my bio. Okay? We're going to spend the whole year together. It's going to be a small group. So here we had this one fall out on the floor, storm warning, okay? That's indicating that changes are happening. Again, whatever falls apart, right? Whatever ends needs to end, okay? This is going to be personally or collectively. It's telling you that whatever is trying to leave is not meant for you. Okay, so we want to be like, okay, cool, that's fine. Go ahead and go. Go ahead and go. Whether it be a person, an experience, whatever this is, go ahead and go, because I know that there's going to be something much more aligned for me coming in. Okay, because you're always shifting and changing. So as you are shifting and changing, you're vibrating, you're resonating differently with these things. Like you can't be involved in a different vibration than what you're in. Does that make sense? So like, let's say you're in this one vibration, you're going like this, okay? And you start opening up and you start coming to this new awareness, and all of a sudden your vibration's like this. It's nice and smooth, right? Over here, it's kind of like this. You're nice and smooth. Well, these don't go together anymore. Okay. So when you're dealing with experiences that are like this and you're like this, you're trying to be like this, are you really going to drag yourself back to this? Or are you going to let that go so you can be in this nice flowy energy? Does that make sense? I have a lot of like analogies today. You've applied. Jessica, I sent you an email. Check your spam. Or email me if you don't see it in your spam folder. You saw my follow-up email? Okay, Tanya. So yeah, there are a couple of early bird spots available left. So I've had people that are, dragging their feet and they're going to miss out. So that's not I don't wait around for people. I offer the early bird spots to people that are ready to get in now. I know 2025 is a few months away, but we're getting everything started, like getting in, getting settled and all that stuff now, so we can start running in the beginning of 2025, okay? So if you have not taken my tarot class or my self-paced tarot class, we're going to start tarot class on January 7th, okay? So you have to be ready to go. Okay, great. If you have any questions, let me know. All right, let's see what else. We have Spirit of Place. Okay, I think we got this one recently, or maybe it was another reading I was doing. It's hard for me to remember, but let's see. It's number 4. 4 is in reverse, which is interesting because the 4 of Pentacles is in reverse at the bottom of the deck. So let's see. So in reverse, don't get entangled in details or desires that obscure the truth of your situation. Don't resist things. Step back and ask yourself, what is the real nature of my inquiry? Even exquisitely seductive hidden agendas cannot conceal this. Trust your intuition. The Spirit of Place is whispering in your ear. You hold the power to tell the truth, first to yourself, then to the world. You can always distinguish between an essence that is true and one that is synthetic. Be honest with yourself and remain willing to let your situation be revealed for what it really is and not what you want it to be. An apple can't become an orange, just as a dog can never be a bird. Are you trying to change someone or something to suit your agenda? Only when you see things as they truly are will you find the real treasure. We were just talking about that. Don't resist what is. Don't resist things that are trying to end or things that are trying to transform. We can't make something be what it's not, right? Just like I was saying, when you have this chaotic energy over here and you're trying to move at this energy, you can't make this be this, right? It has to want to, right? And so you just continue over here and you're like not nice, peaceful energy. You're just flowing and you're leading by example. And either this energy can do that or it can go that way. Okay, it is a scientific term. Y'all heard me say it, sympathetic vibration. Things on the same vibration or frequency will vibrate together. Things that are not will repel each other. So whatever is being repelled is because it is not in the same vibrational frequency as you anymore. Okay, and it needs to go. It needs to go find its own vibration. And you also need to be very aware. We have a community card in reverse. This card is going to find its way one way or the other in multiple decks, right? So when you are surrounding yourself with people, You are surrounding yourself and you're taking on their vibration. You're taking on their mindset. You're taking on their drama. Or if it's direct, you are celebrating each other. You're taking on each other's wisdom, each other's empowerment, all of that goodness. Okay? So you have to look at who you're surrounding yourself with. This eclipse is going to bring about some endings because it's meant for transformation. It's like, you know what? You've been dragging ass for a while. Now it's time that the universe is going to do what it has to do, and things are going to move and things are going to shift. And again, whatever you resist, you will suffer. Okay? Whatever you surrender and see the bigger picture of, you won't suffer. You will experience these open doors. You will experience this new way of being. Okay? Let's pull one from the Kipper deck. And if that community card comes out again, woo! Yes, you have to believe that it can be you. Yes, yes, yes. Exactly. I was just going to say that, Jamie. Thank you. Jamie always comes in with the astrology. She says Pisces energy rules the 12th house, which is symbolic for endings on top of that. It's a full moon, which also symbolic for endings. Yep. Be ready. And the endings don't have to be something traumatic, you guys. It could be, like for me, Pisces is in my 12th house. Okay. So for me, it's maybe going through another level of awakening, right? It's ending a certain way and stepping into this new way. It doesn't mean that it has to be something major and traumatic. It could be that you are deciding that this needs to end and I want to start this here. I want to step into my spiritual awakening. I want to connect with the divine, right? Because Pisces is very psychic energy, very spiritual energy. So this is all meant to wake you up. It's all meant to bring you that enlightenment. And again, once you start that path, you can't unsee it, So ending of unemployment. Yeah, it could be that for sure. You're claiming that? Good, Denise. Yes, look to the themes of your Pisces house to see where this energy can play out for you. Each house has different themes. Yeah. So you look on your birth chart and see where the house of Pisces is and what house is that. Like I said, for me, it is the 12th house because I'm an Aries rising. So for you, it could be the 6th house, the 5th house, whatever. It could be. And then you look at those themes and say, okay, this is where this evolutionary energy is happening. This is where I'm likely to experience some sort of like transformational ending. And it's going to be fascinating. Oh, speaking of endings, we got coffin. How do you find that out? You can Google free natal chart. And then you go in, there's like astro.com or astrocafe.com. I can't ever remember the full names of these websites, but just Google free natal chart, Natal chart, and go to one of those, fill out your information. You have to have your birth date, the time you were born, the exact time that you were born, and the location that you were born, and then it'll pull up your birth chart. So look, we have coffin. So coffin is like, is gone. It's dead. It has moved on to a whole new experience. Okay? So like we have death here. It's like what's done is done. Nail in the coffin. The final nail in the coffin. We were talking about this last weekend when I said, you reach a point where you're like, you know what, God, I'm just done. I'm done with this. And you feel it on a soul level. You're like, I don't want this anymore. And so I'm letting it go. And you're like, I don't want to live in this life anymore. So I'm going to shift this way. This is what I want. This is what I actually want. I say that people don't go through a midlife crisis. They go through a midlife awakening. They go through a midlife of, oh my God, I've lived half of my life this way, the way I've been told, the way I've been programmed, the way I've been expected to live, and I don't want that anymore. And so then they start to rebel against everything that they have put into their life. It could be their relationship, it could be their career. It could be society. It could be all kinds of things. Some people go like off the deep end because they do have a bit of a crisis. But some people are like, no, I don't want to live this way anymore. And when you get to that point, where you're like, I don't want this anymore. This is not going to be how my life is because I know that I'm meant for more. Then you set that intention, and I'm telling you, you will experience the biggest miracles of your life. Okay? I can tell you from experience because it happened to me. I still have a piece of fuzz or something in my eye. Isn't that annoying? I had that not too long ago too, right? But is this making sense to y'all? It's like it has to be like this guttural feeling of, I don't want this anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it has to be like deep. And you're like, I want to step in here. And it's that strong emotion. It is that affirmation. It is that, that just energetic radiating out of you of like, I want this. This is who I am. This is what I want. I want to experience the world. I want to experience, the spirituality, divine connection, whatever it is. And then you have to follow that up with, divinely inspired action. Okay. That's you right now. Yeah. It's such a different feeling. You will know it when you reach that point. Okay. If you haven't felt that on a deep soul level, then maybe you're not there yet. But, it's not to say that you can't make these major changes. It's just like the biggest changes come from like the depths of your soul. Okay. Oh, I like that. I don't want to pay my bills late anymore. I'm better than that. Yeah. So then you make decisions, you make changes of like, okay, let me set up reminders. Let me go ahead and do this and ask yourself, why am I paying them late? Am I, is it a money issue, or am I avoiding paying them because it makes me feel lack, and you shift that mindset. Around the age of 40, people go through a Pluto square, which is why people go through a huge death rebirth process. I love that. See, I told y'all 40 is a number. It's a significant number in your life. And it causes this mindset shift. And either you're going to continue to like force yourself to fit into that old mold of like who you've always been, who you were programmed to be, or you're going to shift and change out of that. It's crazy that both of those came up. My boyfriend's best friend died last year. Oh man, I'm sorry. God, it's so hard when we lose people, right? Because, we are left here without them, and they go on, like they are happy, they're fine. They go on to the other side and they see the big picture now and everything. It's us that suffers, right? Because we want them here with us. But the thing is, I always remind people when they come to me about, grief and everything, it's like, they're still with you. You can still talk to them. It's like now you have a bestie on the other side that can see the bigger picture. And you're like, okay, look, I need help with this. Like, go do your thing and help me out and show me the way. And they're like, deal. And they go and they help you. So I always like to say, like, they're not completely gone. You just can't see them. You always tell them that? Good. And I don't know why it keeps hiding your comments. Yes, open yourself up so you can feel them with you. Yes, yes, yes. All right, let's see. What else do we need to know? Change, you guys. Why? Okay, so here we have storm warning that literally like fell out onto the floor. It wanted to be seen. We have change, which looks like another storm. Why do we have these representations in these cards? Because through chaos, we can bring about change. Okay? This is why I don't recommend like chaotic tarot, you know, anything of chaos when you're trying to do divination work. It's because you are creating chaos, and then you have to, if you don't collect that energy and focus it down, you're not getting anything of substance. Okay? So through this chaos, through this forced change, we will experience a new way of being. We will experience, you know how like when there's massive storms, people wind up coming together? Doesn't it suck that it takes something like that for us to finally, you know, tap into humanity and to love one another and to help one another? It sucks that that has to happen, but that's humanity right now, okay? So whenever we experience these storms, either literally or figuratively, we are forced to change the way that we move. We're forced to change the way that we see things. We have to like pick up the pieces and start to shift. Like we rebuild on a stronger, more settled foundation, you can say, because you've learned the lesson of what didn't work last time. So let's say you built a building and you thought it was like amazing. You're like, this is so beautiful. This is so strong, da, da, da. And all of a sudden a storm comes through and just like knocks it knocks it over. And you're like, yeah, not so much. And so you're like, okay, so what failed in that building process? You know, where did I go wrong? Why wasn't it as strong as I thought it was? And you learn from that. And then you build the structure again, this time with the new knowledge, the new awareness. And then it gets stronger and stronger each time. Does that make sense? That's why we have the tower in tarot. Because the tower indicates that something is shot down. It is crumbling because it was not built on a sturdy foundation. And this is like, no, this is not good enough for you. This is not strong enough. Like, do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Make sense? So, yeah, woof. Like this is a strong message we got this morning. Like if we don't have something disrupting our lives, we won't move. We won't change. We won't do anything. We are lazy by nature. We are complacent by nature. I don't want to say lazy by nature, but we are complacent. We're programmed to be complacent. And you can't do that. Okay? Accepting losing my other half has helped me heal. That doesn't mean I stop loving him. Yeah. Yep. I had to verify myself on TikTok. Okay. Oh, here we go. We got this again. We have not drawn this card, and now we've gotten it twice. The ballerina. So it says discipline, gracefulness and elegance, strong focus required, practice and perfection. That's why I was saying, do it again. Do it again. Do it again. That's what anybody that is trying to perfect something or master something, they have to do. They have to do it again and again and again. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be relationships. It could be career. It could be health. It could be a spiritual practice. You have to do it again and again and again until you master that, until you get to where you're proficient in it. And you're going to have your own little like style of things, you know, like where it's recognizable, but you're doing it the way that is in alignment. You're doing it the way that it's meant to be done. This is why like a lot of people get mad at me over my videos about tarot, is because they are following the pop tarot trend, right? It's not the way you read tarot. Tarot is meant to be focused. It's meant to be a certain way. You're supposed to read tarot spreads. You're supposed to read direct and reverse tarot. You're supposed to do all of these things. That's the way it was designed. That's the way it was meant to be read, because we are connecting with the subconscious. So you have to practice and practice and practice, and you'll get really good at it, and you'll see exactly how it plays out. There are people in my comments who have gone from the pop tarot trend to the way that I've shown on the videos, and they're like, oh my God, my reading was so scary, spot on. And I'm like, see? Because you're taking yourself out of it. You're taking your ego out of it. You're letting the cards speak, right? And that goes for any divination practice. You have to learn. You have to be open to be the student, to learn these practices and to learn the way that they were intended, because that was the way that they were created for a reason. And the reason wasn't for us to come in and bastardize them and be like, oh, I'm going to do it my way. This is my journey. And in reality, it's not even their way. It's the way that they've seen people do it on social media, right? So whenever you are trying to figure something out in your life, the universe is like, do it again. Do it again. You missed something, do it again. You know? So that's all the more reason for you to pay attention. That's all the more reason for you to move with intention, for you to have personal awareness. I mean, all of these things. Because if not, you're going to do over and over and over and over and over again. And it's like a nightmare. That's insanity. You know, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So, yeah, I hope that makes sense. You're going to be booking a reading this week? Okay. When I was dancing and doing choreography, I was always telling students, do it again. Yeah. I mean, that's the only way it becomes muscle memory too. Just teaching my youngest to tie his shoes. I kept telling him, okay, now try again. Yeah, absolutely. Because when we get something into muscle memory, it becomes automatic. Just like I said, when you have these deep grooves in your brain, the neural pathways. And so in order to dig the new way of thinking, the positive way of thinking, the abundant way of thinking, all of that, the empowered way of thinking, you have to dig a new trench, right? And let this one fill up. But you have to dig again, until it becomes natural, until it becomes automatic. Okay? That's the only way that you're going to master this whole thing called life, is by doing things repeatedly and intentionally, and like working smarter, not harder. Okay? We work smarter because we learn from past mistakes. We learn from other people's past mistakes. It doesn't even have to be your past mistakes. Learn from others. That's what I tell my kids. Learn from me and everything that you've seen me go through, and now what is working, right? And they're still like, like, Mom, you're doing it. I'm like, I know. It's amazing. And so I tell them, you can do this too in your own way, not spiritual practice. I'm telling, like, they can create their own business. They can create their own life. And they just have to have that intention. They have to move through divinely inspired action. They have to want it, right? It has to be that guttural thing of, I don't want to live like everybody else. It has to be like this, like, ugh, I don't want that. I'm going this way because I know this is the truth. I know this is where I'm feeling divinely pulled. Okay? I love it. And so my 2-year-old Libra granddaughter tells me, try again, you will get it. I love that. Let's get our money message for the week. Let's see. And for those of you who want that new way of living and being, check out the QMA, the Quantum Master Academy. We're going to go through that all 2025. Let's see. Oh, it didn't split right. I don't want another job 9 to 5. Yeah. Well, what are you willing to do, Heather, to make that change? You have to, it has to be something that you do every day that you are so passionate about, like manifesting it, visualizing it, doing all the things to make it happen. Ooh. We got settling. This is your money message. Okay. 3 ways to resonate. Perhaps it's time to ask yourself if you're getting paid what you're worth. More than likely, you're not. Let's just be honest. You're more than likely not getting paid what you're worth. So how can you get paid what you feel like you're worth? Well, first of all, you have to see yourself as worthy. Second of all, you have to put yourself in that energy of, this is what I'm good at. This is what I know. This is what I can do naturally. This is my ability. Okay? Number 2, don't settle for a dead-end job. where you don't see any opportunity for growth. That's a nightmare. Okay? Getting into a situation where there is no movement, where there's like this heavy ceiling, nightmare. Okay? Number 3, though your money is stable, you're not making enough to keep you happy. What does that mean, like money and happiness? Money, people don't want money. People want freedom. People want peace. People want the freedom to choose what they want to do. You know, it's not about money itself. It's what money represents. Some people want it because they see it as something that brings them power. Some people see it as something that brings them freedom. Some people see it as something that brings them self-worth, which that's not going to be anything that works out well for you if you see it as your self-worth, okay? But money has a unique representation to each person. And so you have to find out, what does money represent to me? What is it that I want it for? To travel, to have the freedom to pay my bills without worry, to be able to choose whatever it is that I want to do that day, to be able to buy food and necessities for my family without fear. I mean, all of these things. And so when you find out where that little thorn of lack is, you can pluck it out and realize that there is so much abundance in this world that you can tap into. You just have to use that guttural energy to tap into it, to call it in, okay, in a healthy way. I hope that makes sense. What time is it? Okay, let's do the Rebel deck. Yes, again, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sometimes when I read tarot, I think of a different card from what I pulled. Should I ignore it? No, it could be there's a combination message there. Whatever pops into your mind when you're reading tarot, you need to pay attention to. Because it could be this card is popping up, but the card you're thinking of is relating to that card. It's adding to that message. So, yeah. All right, what is the Rebel deck? We keep getting this one. I'm going to pull another one, too. It says, stop talking. Shut your mouth and listen. Shut your mouth and listen. Listen to what it is that is going on in here. Listen to what it is that you're really being told. Don't listen here. Listen here and here. Okay? Because it's always telling you something and you're the one denying it. You're the one going, yeah, but I cannot stand that. Yeah, but if you're going to yeah, but me, out. You're not ready. Okay? If you're willing to be open, then I'm really ready to work with you, you know? But I always tell people, like in my power coaching, it's in the thing, like if you yeah but me to death, I will fire you and we're done. You know, because that means that you're not willing to open up. You're not willing to be personally responsible. You're not willing to be the victor. You want to be the victim. And I don't work with people like that, you know? So you have to see that in your own life as stop talking, stop telling yourself all this negative shit, and actually listen to what is true. Okay? Let's get one more. Ooh, take a fucking trip. Go see some shit, do some new things, talk to people cooler than you. Yeah. We're talking about community here, right? Community keeps showing up. And it's like, how limited is your community? You know, most people spend their entire life in the same place. And they don't get to experience any culture. They don't get to experience different people. They don't get to experience anything. And so what does that do? It narrows their view and their mindset of life and what it is. And it becomes miserable. Okay? But if you go explore and you meet different people, you see different things, you like taking a vacation is extremely important because it takes you out of the mundane. It takes you out of your daily ritual, right? And it allows you to open your mind. Because why do we take vacations? because we need to get away, because what we're doing isn't what we're supposed to be doing, right? So we have to get away to recharge and do all this stuff because we're not doing it daily, right? We take the vacation to show us that there is a different reality out there, okay? And so most people, when they go on vacation, they're sad when they come back home because it's back to reality. That's not reality. That's prison. You know, that's hell. That's your own personal hell that you've built. So whenever you step out and you go on this exploration, then you see what the true reality is. And the reality is that we are meant to live, thank you for the hearts, that we are meant to live in the way that works with our soul, in the way that is aligned with our divine blueprint. We are meant to live with the energy. We are not meant to be modern day slaves living in a prison. Okay? So you have to be the one that is the rebel, that goes against the grain, that is willing to move differently. Remember how I said whenever this showed up, I said, you are different. You are the black sheep. You are the way shower. You are the chain breaker. You are the one that is meant to do differently because you've got to show people the way, right? This is me. This is how I've had to live my life. And I finally came to the reality of, oh, this is what I'm meant to do. This is why all this stuff happened to me. It's because I'm supposed to be the one that helps others to break that cycle. Okay? So you can break the cycle and you can have a holy life. You can have a whole completely different life. And I mean, gosh, it happened to me pretty quickly. That's why I decided to do the Quantum Master Academy. It's like we can accomplish so much in 1 year. And at the end of the year, you can dramatically have a different life. You know, we can do it, but you have to commit to it. You have to be ready to experience life in a whole different way. You have to be ready to experience yourself in a whole different way. Okay? Otherwise, you're wasting your time and you're wasting my time. You know? I keep dreaming of people dying. It's scary. Well, dying can mean that they're going through some sort of transition. They're going through some sort of rebirth. Something is ending in their life. Doesn't mean necessarily that they're going to die. It can be, just some sort of transformation. We have several trips planned over the next couple of months. Good for you. Yeah, you've got to get away. We never have taken vacations. Oh, wow. Our daughter picked a college in Florida. She forced my husband and I to fly. Heather, girl, we got to change that. It is imperative that you explore this world. Can you imagine coming into this life, spending 75, 80 years in the same place, maybe more if you live to be 100, staying in the same place and not getting to experience the planet that you live on? Can you imagine? Like, we have this whole planet to experience. There's some magical places that you can go experience, and you stay put. That is hell for me. Maybe it's my Sagittarius moon. I don't know, but that is a life wasted, in my opinion. Okay, some people are happy and content with that. For me, that's a nightmare. So, if you want to take vacations, if you want to experience the world, if you want to have all of this, a full life, then you have to do the things that allow you to live that full life. As someone who had lived in a small town, the dynamic there can be extremely unhealthy. Yes, very narrow-minded. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's would you surround yourself with the same thing over and over again, same type of people over and over again, your mindset goes like this. Just very, very limited. And it's very hard to change it. But if you want to change it, you can. I cannot imagine staying put. Yeah, I can't stand that. It'll be easier with money. Yeah, you can call. Here's the thing. You can get trips for free. There are people that they do that as their career. And different hotels or airlines or whatever, give them trips for free. You don't have to always have money. I travel a lot, and I agree. There are some amazing places. I love Alaska. That's awesome. Good, good, good. All the classes I've taken with you have changed my life dramatically. I appreciate you. Thank you, Denise. Stop spamming my chat. God, like, why do people do that? It's so freaking rude. Stop. God. This is not pop tarot. This is not that. Like, pay attention to what I'm saying. Oh, as a military brat, I go crazy staying put for too long. You know, I've always said that I think I was a gypsy in a past life. You know, the Romani, they always move because I cannot stand staying in one place for too long. I'm like, this doesn't resonate anymore. Like, I can't stay here. Like, it starts to feel like it's closing in. I've moved. The only thing is I've moved all over Texas. And now once my son graduates in a couple years or a year and a half-ish, like, I want to live somewhere else, and maybe out of Texas, hopefully, but we'll see. I would like to live in a different country, honestly, but we'll see, you know, because I want to experience the world. I want to experience everything that I can. That way, when I get to the end of my life, I'm like, whew, that was fucking fun. You know, we had some drama, whatever, but the drama creates stories, right? You learn, and then you get to the end of your life, and you're like, that was fucking awesome. Let's do it again. Do you have any advice for surgery anxiety? Sure. You have to know that you're divinely guided and protected. You can call on Archangel Raphael to oversee your surgery and have the confidence that you're going to come out healthy and happy and everything's gone perfectly. But yeah, you can call on Archangel Raphael. That's you too. Every 5 years, yeah. I can't stand staying in one place. It's miserable. It's like, no, I want to move around. You're welcome. All right, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful week. If you missed the beginning of the reading, don't worry. I put it all up on YouTube. Sometimes I can put it on TikTok if it's not too long. But every time I put it up on YouTube. Make sure that you get into the QMA now if you're wanting to spend the year with me next year. Again, the early bird spots are running out because you only have maybe like 2 left. And if somebody else that I've already approved for the early bird spot drags their feet, you can fill that space and, you know, lose your feet or move your feet, lose your seat, you know, or drag your feet, lose your seat. So yes, I do personal readings. They're all linked through my bio. But anyways, yeah, so snag one of the early bird spots if you're ready to get in. Check out Tarot Apprenticeship if you're not ready to spend the full year with me. You can check out my self-paced Tarot Apprenticeship and start there. All the things, you know, get into my tribe, whatever suits you. Get in where you feel drawn, okay? I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you back here Friday morning, 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. We'll pull more cards for the weekend. We'll talk. We'll connect. We'll do all the things. And yeah, have a wonderful week. Mwah. Bye, y'all.